What if I told you that some of the features you rely on every day didn't even exist 30 years ago? No Bluetooth, no hybrid engines, no stability control, nothing. Cars have evolved more in the last 3 decades than in the 50 years before that. And today, we're exploring the 15 best automotive innovations that have changed the way we drive, live, and obsess over cars. Starting off this list is the electronically controlled torque vectoring differential, a hidden genius of modern handling. Back in 1996, Mitsubishi introduced the active yaw control system in the Lancer Evolution 4. This tech allowed the Evo to send torque to individual wheels as needed, making it a rally legend and a street icon. Before this, differentials were pretty basic, distributing power without much precision. But today, torque vectoring is everywhere, from family SUVs like the Land Rover Defender to sporty sedans like the Audi S4. The Defender, for example, can lock its system for rock-solid off-road grip and then switch to smooth cruising on highways without breaking a sweat. Whether it's snow, rain, or dry pavement, torque vectoring makes every drive more stable and fun. Oh, and fun fact, systems like this are why many cars today can feel smarter than the driver. At number 14, remember when headlights were just, well, lights? That all changed in 1992 with the introduction of high-intensity discharge or HID headlights. First seen in high-end European cars, these lights offered a brightness that left the old halogen bulbs in the dust, making night driving safer than ever before. In the early 2000s, we got LED headlamps, smaller, cooler in every sense, and way more customizable. Cars like the Audi A8 and the Lexus RX initiated these LED-driven designs that were both functional and futuristic. Today, adaptive LED headlights even turn off individual bulbs to avoid blinding oncoming traffic. And if you think that's fancy, wait for laser headlights. Yes, laser headlights, though they're not yet legal in the US. It's only a matter of time before this tech becomes the new norm. BMW claims they're 1,000 times brighter than LEDs. At that point, are we even driving or just hosting a Pink Floyd light show? Next at number 13, we're talking about a feature so seamless you probably don't even think about it anymore. In 1998, Mercedes-Benz introduced the Smart Key with the S-Class. Before that, keys were just lumps of metal. But suddenly, this fob could remember your seat setting, unlock the car when you were near, and even start the engine with a push of a button. Pretty amazing. Today's smart keys are everywhere, from budget-friendly cars like the Hyundai Elantra to luxury models like the BMW 7 Series. What was once a premium feature is now standard in most vehicles. Some keys have even evolved further. Tesla's key is literally your smartphone, and BMW's display key comes with its own screen to check fuel levels or precondition the cabin. Beyond convenience, these keys also make our cars more secure. Many use rolling codes that change with every interaction, making it nearly impossible for thieves to hack. What started as a luxury feature has now become something most of us can't imagine living without. Moving on, let's shift, literally, into a piece of tech that blends speed, precision, and convenience, the dual clutch transmission, or DCT. If you've ever driven a car with one, you know how incredibly smooth and fast shifting can be. Though dual clutch technology has its roots in racing as far back as the 1980s, Volkswagen brought it to everyday drivers in 2003 with their DSG system, direct shift gearbox. But let's just call it what it is, the best of both worlds, manual and automatic transmissions fused into one. Apart from the speed factor, DCTs also deliver impressive fuel efficiency. The system minimizes energy loss during shifts, which means you're getting the most out of every drop of gas. It's no wonder automakers have adopted this tech across a wide range of vehicles, from the performance-packed BMW M3 to the more practical Hyundai Tucson. Of course, there's a trade-off here. DCTs have played a major role in the decline of manual transmissions, and while we all love the romantic notion of shifting gears the old-fashioned way, it's tough to argue against the performance and efficiency of a dual-clutch system. At number 11, we have the OBD2 port. If you're not familiar with it, don't worry, it's the little data wizard hiding under your dashboard. Without it, diagnosing car issues would still be a guessing game. Introduced in 1996, Onboard Diagnostics 2 standardized how mechanics, and now even you, can decode car issues with a simple scanner.
2-port that'll vary from car to car. This one's underneath the dash here.
When your check engine light comes on, you can simply plug in a scanner and get an exact trouble code. For example, P0301 tells you there's a misfire in cylinder 1. OBD2 was originally designed to monitor emission systems, but it's evolved into so much more to provide advanced diagnostics for nearly every system in your car. Today, apps like Torque Pro connect to your car's OBD2 port and turn your phone into a diagnostic tool. Who needs a mechanic when you've got Wi-Fi and a dream? Next at number 10, turbochargers have been around for decades. But for a long time, they were mainly reserved for high-performance cars. That all changed in 2008 when Ford and General Motors began rolling out turbocharged engines in everyday vehicles. Ford's EcoBoost engines paired turbocharging with direct fuel injection, offering both power and fuel efficiency. Suddenly, a 1.6-liter engine could perform like a 2.5-liter engine, but without the hefty bill. For context, a turbocharger uses exhaust gases to spin a turbine, which forces more air into the engine, creating more power. But early turbos were heavy, bulky, and prone to turbo lag, this annoying delay in power delivery that could make driving unpredictable. Today, modern turbos are lighter, faster, and more reliable than ever, thanks to innovations like twin-scroll designs and better cooling systems. Nearly every automaker has adopted turbocharging, even brands like Kia, and it's made a huge difference. On top of the performance boost, turbocharged engines are also better for the environment. By making smaller engines punch above their weight, they help reduce emissions and improve fuel economy. Some studies estimate turbocharging has helped cut greenhouse gas emissions across the auto industry by up to 20%. Moving on to number 9, flat tires suck. But thanks to tire pressure monitoring systems, or TPMS, we're seeing far fewer blowouts and dangerous situations on the road. Though the concept isn't new, Porsche introduced the first TPMS in their 959 supercar back in the late 1980s. It wasn't until the 1990s Firestone Ford Explorer scandal that the government made TPMS mandatory for all vehicles by 2008. So, how does TPMS work? There are two types, indirect and direct. Indirect systems use the car's ABS sensors to detect changes in wheel rotation that suggest low tire pressure. It's clever, but not the most precise. Direct TPMS, on the other hand, uses sensors inside each tire to monitor pressure accurately and send real-time data to your car's display. The benefits are huge. Properly inflated tires can improve fuel efficiency by up to 3%, according to the US Department of Energy. And today, TPMS comes standard in everything from the Honda Civic to the Tesla Model Y, proving that sometimes the most important innovations are the ones we don't even think about. Next, we're looking back, literally. In 2002, Infiniti introduced the first factory-installed backup camera in the Q45 sedan, forever changing the way we reverse. It was a simple setup with a tiny camera mounted at the back, feeding live video to the dashboard screen. Over time, the technology has only gotten better. Nissan took it further with their Around View monitor, which combines footage from multiple cameras to give you a bird's-eye view of your car's surroundings. Today, advanced systems in the Ford Explorer and Mercedes-Benz S-Class come with features like trajectory lines, showing exactly where your car will go based on your steering angle. The numbers speak for themselves. According to the NHTSA, backup cameras have helped reduce back-over accidents by 17%. By 2018, the US government made them mandatory on all new passenger vehicles. But beyond the safety benefits, backup cameras have made life a lot easier. Parallel parking? No problem. Backing into a tight garage? A breeze. What was once a stressful task is now seamless, and honestly, isn't that what great tech is all about? At number 7, we have a car that was ahead of its time, maybe a bit too far ahead. Before Tesla, there was the GM EV1. In 1996, this was the first electric car that could handle highway speeds. With its aerodynamic teardrop shape and lightweight aluminum body, the EV1 could travel up to 90 miles on a single charge. Of course, it had its flaws. Charging stations were nearly non-existent, and the real-world range didn't always meet expectations. GM leased the cars instead of selling them, which led to controversy. After the leases expired, they recalled and destroyed their entire fleet. Yes, they crushed them. But let's give credit where it's due. The GM EV1 laid the foundation for the EVs we see today. While it may have disappeared, every modern EV, from the affordable Chevrolet Bolt to the luxury Porsche Taycan, owes something to this quirky pioneer. Okay, let's connect to number 6 with something we all rely on without thinking twice: Bluetooth. It first made its debut in the automotive world back in 1998, when Ericsson, yes, the phone company, developed a wireless hands-free kit for cars. The idea was to get rid of the mess of cords and let drivers talk on the phone while keeping both hands on the wheel. BMW was one of the first to adopt the technology, launching Bluetooth integration in their 7 Series in 2001. Today, Bluetooth is how we stream Spotify playlists, link our smartphones to apps like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and even unlock car doors. In fact, a recent report found that Bluetooth is now present in over 75% of new cars sold globally. Apart from just convenience, Bluetooth has improved road safety as well. In the US, at least 20 states have laws banning handheld phone use while driving, making Bluetooth an essential tool for staying connected while on the road. Honestly, can you imagine a world where your phone wasn't synced to your car? Yeah, neither can I. Breaking into the top 5, we have radar-based cruise control, an underrated innovation that's played a big role in shaping the future of autonomous driving. It all began in 1999 when Mercedes-Benz introduced Distronic in their flagship S-Class. Unlike traditional cruise control, which simply maintains your speed, Distronic used radar to keep track of the car ahead, adjusting your speed to maintain a safe distance. As traffic slowed, the system would reduce your speed automatically, and when the road cleared, it would bring you back to your preset speed. Over the years, this technology has evolved massively. Today's systems like Toyota's dynamic radar cruise control and Tesla's autopilot can brake, accelerate, and even steer within a lane. Radar-based cruise control is no longer just for luxury cars. Now it's available in mainstream models like the Honda Accord and Subaru Outback, making it accessible to a much wider audience. Moving on to number 4, airbags are one of those car features we hope we never need, but we're incredibly thankful for when we do. Though airbags have been around since the 1970s, it wasn't until 1998 that they became a standard feature in all passenger cars. Today, airbag technology has evolved way beyond just 2 airbags. Side airbags, curtain airbags, knee airbags, you name it. Some modern systems, like those in Volvo and Mercedes-Benz, can deploy airbags based on crash severity, the angle of impact, and even the size of the passenger. Some cars even feature external airbags designed to protect pedestrians in the event of a collision. Amazing, right? According to the NHTSA, frontal airbags alone saved over 50,000 lives between 1987 and 2017. The future looks even more promising, with Honda's next-gen airbags featuring a catcher's mitt, a design that cradles the head during a crash, reducing the risk of brain injuries. So yeah, airbags have come a long way, and when you think about it, isn't that what great technology is all about? Constantly evolving to keep us safer. Moving into the top 3, we have GPS that made getting lost practically impossible. Introduced in cars around 2000, GPS navigation quickly became a must-have feature. BMW and Lexus were among the first to integrate it into their luxury cars, and from there it took off. GPS has totally revolutionized how we travel. Need to avoid traffic? Apps like Waze or Google Maps give you real-time reroutes to keep you moving. Planning a road trip? GPS not only gets you there, but also suggests the best pit stops along the way. Today, GPS is a backbone of car tech. It powers everything from geofencing for parental controls to theft recovery systems like OnStar. It's even a key part of Tesla's autopilot, helping the car map the world in real time to navigate on its own. And the only downside to all of this? You've got no excuse for being late anymore. Though, let's be honest, we still managed to find a way. At number 2, we've got a feature that helps keep you safe while you drive. Stability Control, or ESC. First introduced in 1995, it quietly reformed car safety by helping prevent accidents before they happen. Once again, Mercedes-Benz and BMW were among the first to incorporate this tech, using sensors and computers to detect when a car was losing traction. Once the system detected a skid, it would apply the brakes to individual wheels. This would help the driver regain control. It's so effective that it became mandatory for all passenger vehicles sold in the US starting in 2012. Today, every car comes with this life-saving tech. What's more, stability control serves as the foundation for even more advanced systems like traction control, anti-lock brakes, and autonomous driving features. It's one of those innovations that doesn't just make driving easier, it saves lives. Okay, for number 1, could it really be anything else? The Toyota Prius. Introduced in 1998, this car didn't just change Toyota's lineup, it changed the entire automotive landscape, putting hybrid technology front and center, and setting a new benchmark for fuel efficiency and sustainability. The original Prius was far from perfect. It had a quirky design and modest performance that didn't exactly scream game changer. But under the hood was something extraordinary. A hybrid drivetrain that paired a 1.5-liter gasoline engine with an electric motor and a nickel-metal hydride battery pack. This setup allowed the Prius to achieve a groundbreaking 41 miles per gallon. While early adopters appreciated the tech, it was actually the second-generation Prius, launched in 2003, that really took off. With its futuristic wedge-shaped design, it became an icon, and suddenly, everyone from eco-conscious families to Hollywood A-listers was driving one. By 2011, Toyota had sold over 1 million Prius models in the US alone. The Prius forced other automakers to take hybrids seriously, paving the way for cars like the Honda Insight, Ford Fusion Hybrid, and even luxury hybrids like the Lexus RX Hybrid. Today, nearly every car manufacturer offers some form of hybrid or plug-in hybrid, a legacy that all started with the Prius, and that's why it takes our number 1 spot. And that's a wrap. So, out of these 15 innovations, which one could you not live without? And what's one feature you'd love to see in cars over the next 30 years? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Before you go, don't forget to check out our recent video on next-generation car features. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching.